Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu, LangChain v1.0 Orchestration Framework, episode 11 of 20. The number one reason your agent fails is not because the underlying model is dumb. It is because you gave it the wrong context for the job. If your system treats a super user and a guest exactly the same, your application is blind to reality. To fix this, we use dynamic context engineering. First, let us clear up a common misconception about how prompts are built. Dynamic context is not the base system prompt you write when you initially define your agent in code. That initial system prompt is completely static. Dynamic context engineering is the process of modifying that prompt on the fly, just milliseconds before the model is actually called. Context engineering is about giving the language model the exact rules it needs for a specific user at a specific moment, and nothing more. If you try to shove every possible rule into one massive static prompt, telling the model how to act if the user is an admin, and how to act if they are a viewer, and how to act if it is Tuesday, you waste tokens and confuse the model. Instead, you want to dynamically inject only the rules that matter right now. In LangChain, this is handled using a specific decorator called dynamic_prompt. You place this decorator above a Python function that you define. When your application receives a query and triggers the chain, LangChain pauses. It looks for any function wrapped in this decorator and executes it before talking to the model. Inside your decorated function, you need a way to know what is currently happening. This is where you read from request.runtime.context. This context object is essentially a dictionary. It holds all the live metadata passed into the chain when you invoked it. You can put anything you want in there from your application backend, such as user IDs, session states, feature flags, or access levels. Let us look at a concrete scenario. You write a function called context-aware-prompt and wrap it with the dynamic prompt decorator. Inside this function, you read the user role from the runtime context. You check the role. If the user is an admin, your function appends a specific block of text to the system prompt, telling the language model it has full permission to return destructive commands. If the user is a viewer, your function appends a different text block, giving strict instructions that the model must only return read-only summaries and must never suggest configuration changes. Now you pull a second piece of data from the runtime context, which is the environment state. You check if the environment is set to production. If it is, your function appends a severe safety warning to the very end of the system prompt, demanding that the model double-check its output for safety. If the environment is just staging, you skip appending that warning entirely. Here's the key insight. Your function takes the static base prompt, glues on the admin or viewer rules, tacks on the production warning if needed, and returns the final string. LangChain takes this fully assembled string and sends it to the language model. The language model never knows the prompt was pieced together. It just sees a highly specific, perfectly tailored set of instructions. By doing this, you keep your system prompts lean, accurate, and completely relevant to the immediate request. You stop hoping the model will guess which rules apply and start enforcing exactly the rules required for the current state of your application. I would like to take a moment to thank you for listening. It helps us a lot. Have a great one.